So we're here with HeatoN from Ninjas in Pyjamas. HeatoN, how do you feel about the tournament here, the setup, the organizers?
I think it's been very good so far. I mean, it's been quite a miss. It's not from the organizer, but from actually one of the sponsors not sending enough computers, because when you have a big tournament like this, computers always break down, and so is the case here, but they only had one spare one, so that caused some pretty big delays. But other than that, the admins have been very professional and they've been doing everything, you know, to work around it and everything. So far, really good.
Okay, was NiP affected by the delays?
No, not really. We're pretty fine. I think our starting game got late 30 minutes because Get Right's computer was acting up a little bit, but when we were live, there was no more problems at all, no crashes or anything. So we've been quite blessed with that so far.
Okay, so yesterday was a pretty long day. How long did the players from NiP or even you stay here?
I think, well, because we were in the first group, so we finished pretty early, but we watched the second or the other groups play, and me, Get Right, and Niklas, who is one of the owners in NiP with me, stayed until I think this last game in the second group stage, but the players went to bed earlier, so we could sleep out a little bit. So I really feel sorry for, you know, ESC having to stay up this late, but they seemed fine. I mean, they won their quarterfinals as well, so.
Okay, I heard Get Right was here till 4.
Till 4?
Yeah.
Really?
And he analyzed some games.
Oh really? I didn't know that. He told me when to sleep, so I guess I'll have to give him a little. Yeah.
So he was a bit longer, you think?
It was like, yeah, I went to bed early. No, apparently, okay. I didn't know that.
Okay, so maybe let's jump over to the preparation of NiP.
Yeah.
How did you prepare for your group, especially?
I mean, we didn't really, you know, use any anti-tactics or, you know, check out the teams really before the tournament, because we practiced versus them quite a lot actually. So we're kind of aware on how to play, and we don't want to anti-strat people, you know, really, because we want to play our own game, but you know, always we check demos to be aware on how specific players play and everything. But for the group stage, not that much. For the playoffs now, yeah, we're more prepared for that, and you know, considering, you know, going through the other teams we're playing.
Okay, so before the game against Nostalgia, did you analyze some games of them? Yeah,
well, I mean, we analyzed the game we had versus them yesterday, and we could notice that they kind of had two things they did, and you know, they played very fast-paced, which is always, I like that, and but we were more ready for that than we were in the first group stage game yesterday. Actually, we got kind of taken by surprise. You know, I think we were down like 7-4 in the start, and we locked it down to 16-7 or 16-8. But you know, because of the fast playing style, but now we're pretty aware of that, so we knew what to do, and you know, we pushed them back. So it was quite easy when you knew it.
Okay, so the next game will be in like 1 or 2 hours against EC Gaming.
Yeah.
How do you feel about playing this strong Counter-Strike 1.6 team?
I mean, they have been developing so much in CSGO lately, because they all have the winning mentality, and they practice so hard and everything. So I mean, their form curve has just gone like this. I would say right now they're top 3, top 4 in the world for sure. I mean, you know, when we practice, they are one of the teams that actually give us the most challenge. They're really, really good at the moment. So we think it's going to be a really tough game. It's always going to be fun, you know. Some, like I said, 1.6 famous players in NiP, and the ESC lineup, obviously very famous 1.6 players playing each other in the semifinals here, where all the top teams, and Navi's back. So it's going to be really exciting.
So are you looking forward to more final against Very Games again, for example, or against Navi in a final?
I mean, first of all, I just want us to get to the final. Who we're playing isn't really that relevant, but as long as we go there. But if I could choose, I would choose Navi, because I think it's so much fun that they're actually, you know, putting up a really good show here. It's 1-1 map at the moment, 1-2, 16-11, lost like in the 7th overtime on the first map, and actually giving Very Games a really hard time at the moment. So I would love to play Navi, and you know, that would be great for the community to see them back on track, you know, in CSGO, considering they haven't been playing it for so long compared to other teams.
Okay, so how do you feel about Very Games, which like lost 10 times in a row against you? Is it maybe some kind of rivalry already for NiP?
Yeah, of course. I mean, they're our arch enemies, you know, kind of, because we played them in so many finals, obviously. I mean, it's not like we have anything against them personally, but since we played them in so many tournaments, it's like, yeah, I think I would say they pretty much have a lot of respect for us when playing, and you know, we feel like we have the upper hand, really, which is pretty huge for us to have, considering we won so many games. But Yeah, but they've been looking quite weak, especially on, I mean, on Dust 2, they lost 2 games on it, or 2 maps, and 1 draw on Dust 2. So I don't really see why they don't remove that map, really, because they won all the other matches they played, so we're really struggling with Dust 2.
Okay, so another question concerning preparation. Since DreamHack Valencia, which was maybe the first big LAN event, did your sort of preparation change kinda, because you maybe got a team which is winning like every game and doesn't need that many practices like maybe Navi with an extra boot camp?
Yeah, I mean, we boot camp pretty much before every tournament, and we had the boot camp from Monday till Friday here in Stockholm before this event, so we feel really prepared, and we practice 5-6 days a week online all the time as well. But I think, you know, the difference between before DreamHack Valencia, there weren't so many teams that you could play, you know, they could put up a challenge. Now when we practice online, we can actually, you know, find some resistance to actually, you know, develop things and, you know, have a hard time, because you only learn from your weak spots, and, you know, if we're getting challenged, if we win a practice game 60-0, it's like, there's no point in playing really. So it's really good, it's more quality time now for practice.
Okay, apart from boot camps, how many hours a day is NiP practicing?
I mean, it's quite individual. You have Forrest, who isn't playing much at all because he's like the most talented gamer ever. He's good at everything. He's like top of the line in Sweden in Dota 2. In League of Legends, he's like playing all other games. Or I mean, he plays some CS outside the practice hours, which is 6 till 12 normally. But other than that, he plays, you know, some CS. But other guys like Freiberg and Get Right, they're online 24/7 playing CS, and, you know, yeah, Fifth Larynx is playing pretty much as well. So it's kind of different, or like.
Okay, so that's a schedule for every day, or also are there some days off for the players as well?
Yeah, I mean, normally it's Fridays and Saturdays off, but that can change, you know, if it's 2 weeks to a big tournament, of course we play during the weekend, but if it's like 1 month left, yeah, they can have it off, but most of the guys stay at home to practice anyway, you know, playing, you know, some gatherers or mixed stuff, so.
Okay, so after NiP was winning every important LAN in the last weeks, will we see NiP featuring all the next LANs as well? Because, I mean, you may have the best chances to win high amounts of prize money?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to all the events, obviously, but I think the competition is getting harder and harder, and, you know, if you have a bad day, a bad map, or some, you know, bad luck, as I would say, in, you know, some important rounds, you know, losing the wrong ones, getting money fucked, and, you know, you can lose a game. It's so random. So I mean, even though we won all the maps we played on LAN so far, I wouldn't be surprised if we lost a map in, you know, the near events at least.
Okay, so maybe talking one defeat, you lost to N faculty on the internet. Were you surprised that they were so strong, or was it just a bad day for you?
Not really. I think we're really weak on Mirage. We don't practice it that much, and we always remove it pretty much. But we practice it after we lost that game. We practiced it like super hard because we felt that that's our Achilles heel. So, and because pretty much all games we lost online has been on the Mirage as well. So we kind of felt like, hey, let's do this. Now we practice it really hard, so it's hopefully changed. But I wasn't surprised. They're a really good team, especially on Mirage as well.
Okay, let's jump over to a business sense. How does NiP do in terms of getting new sponsors, or is the team pretty confident with the sponsors they got this time?
Yeah, but I mean, we're really confident at the moment. I mean, we have SteelSeries, we have, you know, for the gear, we have Telia, which is the biggest ISP in Sweden, or actually, I think in the Nordics actually, you know, providing internet and, you know, cell phones and everything for the guys. And we have BenQ, the best gaming monitors, and we have Thor, who sponsors with computers, and they all give, you know, financial support as well. So we're pretty confident in that sense right now. So we have a stable ground.
Okay, where do you see NiP in comparison to maybe SK Gaming or any other big organizations which are most likely multi-gaming clans?
Yeah. I mean, we are of course going to expand. It's just a matter of time. We don't want to rush into things. It's we're a new organization. We need to have, you know, backup thingy, you know, so we don't stand and fall, you know, we expand and take in, you know, a really good LoL team and a StarCraft player, and then, you know, one sponsor drops out and we can't pay out salaries or go to events or anything. So we're going to take it step by step, but of course we're going to expand. So.
Okay, so but for NiP it's always like the goal to have one of the best teams, like SK Gaming is saying,
I mean,
for example.
For the NiP team, it's kind of mentality. You got to be the best. That's at the NiP. But of course, we're looking into different stuff to have like an academy team, like Fnatic has. That's really interesting for us as well to actually have a team and see young players develop into being professional gamers. I love that. So that's pretty much what we're looking into a lot at the moment as well.
Okay, so far you just have Nordic players. Is it for you like an identity thing to just have maybe Swedes or even some Norwegish Danish people?
I would never say never, but our goal at the moment is to only have Nordic people and preferably Swedish, since we are like kind of family based, if you know what I mean. All the guys, we hang out all the time together in real life as well, and when we expand, we want to have that same feeling with the ones coming into the team, like they're part of the family. And if somebody lives in Asia or the US, or it doesn't get the same feeling. I mean, close Europe, yeah, we can discuss that, but not outside Europe at least, preferably Nordic.
Okay, I mean, in Counter-Strike it's like that Europe is just the only important point of interest in the moment. Yeah. Do you think that Counter-Strike Global Offensive maybe like expand in all the world and will be an important game even in Asia or maybe America?
I mean, you can see it in, America, I think they need a top team for that to happen. They got some really good teams, but they need to have like a star team like they had with X3 and 3D back in the days for it to be the boom there again. But in Asia you can see, Tyloo and all those teams and all the famous players pretty much switching over. So you can see actually the numbers for CSGO in Asia is getting like multiplied every day pretty much. So it's growing a lot there. So I think within, I don't know if half a year is too optimistic, but at least within a year it's going to be huge there as well. I'm going to see some top Asians team as well, I think.
Okay, do you think that Valve maybe needs to do something special to, get some more growth on the game?
They have some really good ideas that I'm not allowed to speak of. That's probably going to be within a near future for Valve, which is like a long time for us now, but which is in a pretty near future. But they have some really good ideas. But I think the main part what we need to do is start supporting tournaments themselves, like you see Riot Games did with League of Legends. Look at the success it has. Everybody that isn't a pro gamer want to be a pro gamer, so they can So they need to support tournaments a lot more, which would be the first step, except some changes that they're all looking at into the game and the setup the game is and everything. That's going to be really interesting.
Okay, on a personal level, do you like the system of Riot Games for League of Legends more, or the one Valve is doing for Dota 2 at the moment with just one push tournament and like no support all the other time?
I like more what the Riot guys are doing actually. It's a consistent thing. You build up a fan base. You're getting a lot of hype for that event, but the rest of the year is like totally dead, pretty much. And like Riot Games are doing, the building hype around the stars, and they're making the players stars that deserve it actually. So I think that's the way to go actually.
Okay, with some organizations in League of Legends doing tournaments all the time, like Solomid or even SK Gaming, is it for NiP a possibility to like be the guys to make the tournaments as well?
Yeah, we would love to. We're looking into it. I don't know if Fnatic had a great success, even though it was just an online tournament for, I can't remember the name of it, but I think it was Raid Call or Iron Media Invite, blah blah blah. It was really successful, had a lot of PR, so we're actually looking into that as well. So just if we find the right partners for it, or that's really interesting.
Okay, so with NiP this time just most likely having PR through the Counter-Strike 1.6 team and offline events, or is it a possibility to do like some video stuff all the time, some player coverage, like maybe bootcamp, many films and stuff? Yeah,
actually we just started with that. We've been filming the whole week actually. We're filming here as well, so we're going to be a lot more of that coming up as well. We've been quite swamped, I would say, since it's just me and Niklas who's here, who's doing that, and I have a job on the side working for SteelSeries as an event manager, so it's like kind of limited with time to do it, since we can't work with this full time, but it's getting there. We're gonna release a website after this tournament and during next week, and we're gonna start producing a lot more content now when we started filming, so it's gonna be really good.
Okay, with the success story NiP obviously had in the last months or even the last year, did you expect that when starting with NiP and the Counter-Strike Go team?
No, not really. Our goal was that we started planning for this during I think it was DreamHack Winter over a year ago, like 2011. And we were live with it 6 months later. We started talking to players because we knew what core players we wanted. It was a 1.6 players, and just tested around a little bit, and hooked up with the source guys because they really clicked in the chemistry and were really talented players. So I lost the question there because of the ban.
Well, the question was...
Yeah, if I was expecting it, yeah. No, because what we said was like, yeah, we want to be the best team in the world, but we didn't really expect it in the beginning because we thought that, teams like Bear Games or Source teams in general would have a big advantage. But I think since we started out playing during a pretty early beta on a serious level, we kind of got there faster than expected. And I mean, I remember telling Niklas, the co-owner with it, that can you imagine if we win ESWC or DreamHack? That would be amazing. And I won both and all the other tournaments there's been so far. So it's been, I mean, it's just amazing. It's just amazing.
Okay, so as a personal question for you, in the end, how long will we see you in esports? Is it for you like the business you'll do till you maybe stop doing business at all?
Yeah.
Or
yeah, I mean, I want to do this all my life. I mean, I work with this, as I said, as an event manager for Steel Series. That's my full-time job. So that's within esports, and I have this as a side project as well. And then I have my own computer company that sells computers. So I mean, I really want to work within esports. That's what I love doing. So I'll be around as long as I can, and hopefully forever. So because I mean, it's an amazing ride, and I just love it.
Okay, so thank you, and good luck for your personal way and NiP as well.
Thank you.